We've been having some very chilly days, and I thought I'd just come out here, but I haven't been able to surf. And my business in particular has been impacted by the fires as well. I had several clients in those areas, and it's just been a devastating loss. And so I've been just making more content. And if you've been seeing some of my shorts, I've been posting my weight loss journey. And so that's what I've been doing during this time. Since 2020, I really have had a battle with weight. I've always been a little bit like 20 pounds overweight. But oh man, I was fluctuating to like 30, 40 pounds overweight from 2020 up until last year. Last year, I decided to get really serious about my weight loss. My birthday is next month, and every 5 years, I need to see some type of milestone for myself. And so I had been telling myself for the past couple of years that I was going to actually get this weight off by 2025. And I've dropped about 30 pounds already. I'm still on my way. And let me tell you, it was very hard. And I love watching other people's journeys on here about losing weight. I love watching before and after transformations and what people did, and customizing my own journey to what I've known about my body over the years. I've been pretty much at a set point where I could not get under 173 pounds for some reason. And every time I've gotten even into the 173 pounds, my body would fight me, where I would be extremely hungry, where I would just have to work out like 7 days a week and just become very obsessed to get over the hurdle. And this time I took a different approach, because when I was starting to lose weight and I was doing all that running, jogging, everything, and end up spraining my ankle because I was just overworking myself. And so I just had to, my physical therapist made me stop doing all lower body work. She was like, you're gonna, be not healed for years if you don't stop working out. You just cannot work out anymore. You have to just take time and let your ankle rest. So it was like a good 5-6 months that I could not do lower body. So that made me get in the gym, and I just start focusing on super low impact, less than 20 minutes of cardio, which meant I was only doing bike and a rowing machine. By the way, the rowing machine is an excellent machine to do for lower body impact. And then I just started having to lift weights more. And that helped tremendously. So I am going to share with you some things that I've done to drop this 30 pounds. And I'm currently at 157 pounds. I've never been here before. Never been to 157 pounds. I think the last time I was at 157 pounds, I was maybe 15 years old, and I had joined track and field, the long, what do you call it when you go for a long time? Cross country. I've never been a sprinter, but what I do have is endurance. And I remember I had went down to 157 pounds at that point, because I had always grew up a heavy child. I was not like skinny and then got bigger. I was always in size X's growing up. I was always made fun of about my weight. People made fun of me. My family, there was members in my family that even made fun of me. And it was always something that I was conscious of my whole entire life. So getting under 157 was amazing, because for a long time, I was just stuck at 180. And I was okay. I was just like, fine, I'm just supposed to be 180, fine. So for many years, I was there. And then something happened in 2020. And of course, I went from surfing regularly, year round, all the time, to sneaking to surf like once a week during the pandemic. And then, not being able to surf for a long time. A lot of surfers gained weight. Every surfer that I saw again that were my friends, we had all gained weight, because when surfing is very and aerobic, and you're moving all the time, and you're in water, you're changing your clothes, you're doing all this activity. It takes a lot of stamina, a lot of movement. You're carrying your boards up and down hills, you're walking through sand, you're putting on your wetsuit, taking off the wetsuit, having to rinse off the wetsuit, having to get to the beach, having to stretch before you get in the water, have to try to catch a wave, you're paddling back and forth. It's a lot of exercises. So when you stop doing that, man, the weight came on. And of course, being a woman over 50, that I turned 50 in 2020, my weight just was at a standstill. It just completely, I had very light menopause symptoms, not a lot of hot flashes. I didn't have all the hormone problems. I didn't have the mood swings. I didn't have any of that. But that weight gain, when I stopped moving, was fierce. And the stress levels, insulin resistance, going through things in my life, a lot of things that I was experiencing at the time. I just went through a lot during that time. I've been through a lot in the last few years, and the stress for me was tremendous, and it caused so much weight gain. And I started looking at myself in these videos, and I was just like, what the hell? And I was like, okay, in the next 5 years, before my next birthday, before I turn 55, I'm gonna drop all of this weight. I am gonna get down to at least 145, 150. That is my goal. So I'm technically 7 pounds away from that goal, but I think I want to go further. I might try to go for 140. I don't know, because I've never been here before. I feel pretty good, but I feel like I could still drop some more weight. I know I needed to get once I got to 165, actually once I got to 168, 169, I knew that I was at a whole new level, because I have never in my adult life been able to get out of 170s at all, my whole entire adult life. Even when I had lost 100 pounds back in my late 20s, early 30s, I never was this small before. I'd never gotten to this point. So it's pretty fascinating. But I think I have, like I was saying, I have some things to share about weight loss that may help you, may not help you. I think this is going to be for, us who've grown up thick and losing weight as we're getting older. I think I can help provide some value to this conversation. Even if you're on meds to help lose weight, or you've done a gastric bypass, I don't know, or you're on lipo, a lot of people gain that weight back. Because you know what? There are some key things that you have to learn in this weight journey. And so I am going to share these things right now with you. Number one, the most important thing that I really did not fully grasp in my head, that a lot of us overlook, and we just think, oh, I'm just going to work it out. I'm just going to work out. And I'm going to just keep eating the same. You cannot ever eat the same if you're going to make tremendous changes in your weight and completely transform your body. If you want to go under, you want to lose 25 to 30 pounds or more, you cannot eat the same anymore. I remember when I first dropped 100 pounds, and I don't say lost. I don't say I lost weight, because I'm not trying to find it again. I'm not trying to pick it up. So I think too, those neural associative patterns, but I'll get to that soon. But anyway, portion control is so underestimated. I went from eating on a plate to eating on a saucer. I bought some really cute appetizer plates that have helped me, drop the weight. When I first started, I had 2 appetizer plates, and now I'm down to 1, and I also measure my food. And that was a game changer for me, because it was like, why do I need such big plates? And then we're thinking, oh, 3 meals, that's all I do. But sometimes you're eating 3 big meals, 3 plates of big meals. And it should be 3 small plates like this. And I learned from watching this lady on YouTube about portions, and how she stayed the same size all of her life at her perfect weight because of using measuring cups. And I was like, you know what? Those measuring cups been sitting in the cabinet for many years. I only pull them out during holidays, every blue moon. You know, if I want to make a certain type of dessert or pie or cake or something like that. Other than that, you know, I'm measuring. So I'm like, I could just be putting these measuring cups to use on a regular basis, you know, from measuring out my cream now, my coffee cream. I was damn near drinking cream with a little bit of coffee. So me measuring out even my coffee now, you know, not drinking as much coffee. I'm down at like 1 cup of coffee. I used to drink like 3. And then half the cream, I was wondering where all my cream was going. Now I'm on like 1.5 teaspoons of cream, a teaspoon sometimes of cream. And that's enough for me. I can actually taste the coffee. I can still taste the cream, and it's fine. As well as I just thought I would never give up chips. I knew I needed to give up chips, and I had a problem. And for many years, when I kept my weight under control at a certain point, because for a lot of years I was a size 12. And then I just kept ballooning from 14 to 16. And then I kept it 14 for like years, size 14. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna just be a healthy 14. And I was very successful at that for a long time. But when I stopped eating the chips, I instantly lost about 15 pounds that first month. I was in shock. And when I tell you, I went through major withdrawal symptoms. My body, my mind, I was edgy every day. I was going through some tweaks. I went through a ugly stage of detoxification, because that's what you will go through when you're detoxing from, you know, preservatives in your diet, being chemically dependent on chips, on fried foods, French fries, on food with a lot of preservatives in it, and processed foods. It's like being a drug addict, and you're gonna go through some things. And I had a hard time. I literally, you know, was going through like ugly stages. My eyes were sunken. My energy levels were gone. I was going through a lot. I went through a lot emotionally, roller coaster rides. So these are the things that a lot of people don't always talk about out loud. You know, we don't language and know. And so each one teach one, right? 3. We cannot underestimate how much stretching you need every day, not just on the days you work out, every morning, every night. Hell, if you can stretch a little bit through the day, that'll be awesome too, because that really helps the oxygen flow to your body. It helps your energy levels. It helps protect you against so many injuries. And I've gotten a lot of injuries over the years because I simply was not stretching enough. Now, stretching, oh my God, sometimes I still fall off the wagon. And I'm like, hey, you know, I might do a week without stretching, and now my body is like, hey, what you doing here? So stretch, 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 and stretch some more. And then it'll help you work out, you know, and you'll see your results more often. And massage, if you can get massage on a regular basis while you're working out, that would be awesome, you know. Or a foam rollers, and you're stretching. So good for you. Number 4, keeping a journal. Don't underestimate the power of a journal. Honestly, the power of tracking patterns, you know, looking at the patterns you've had and what has kept you in that. Maybe there are certain restaurants or going out with certain groups of people. Maybe you need to even change the time of day you eat, which goes into number 5, changing the time of day you eat. You know, that definitely helped me with my portion control, because I switched from eating my biggest meal in the evening to having my biggest meal in the daytime. Like if I want a big meal, I'm probably going to eat it at lunchtime, between breakfast and lunch, you know, brunch time. And then by the evening, I'm going to eat the smallest meal that don't contain any carbs in it. And I was just so carb addicted, and that was one of the main reasons why. Of course, insulin levels too, which leads me into number 6, insulin levels. Definitely looking at what causes that cortisol, what causes the stress in your life. Stress is probably the number 1 reason where most, you know, ailments, issues in our body come from, you know, because they toxify our body. and cause us to not do the things that we need to do in life, and we hold on to things, you know. Of course, you know, to work out. I see a lot of, you know, things now saying 3 times a week. That's not going to get you there. 3 times, no. Maybe 4, maybe 7. And 7 just means, you know, maybe 2 days of yoga and 5 days of 30-minute workouts. Like, working out needs to become a part of your regular lifestyle. You need to be working out all the time, whether you're doing squats for the day, whether you just decide to do 20 minutes of yoga before you go to bed, watching a video on yoga, doing some home workouts. Maybe you don't feel like going to the gym all the time. Like me, I can't stand going to the gym all the time. So, you know, having a plan of action to work out indoors, work out outside, walk, do some squats, get it in the morning, maybe set your timer on your phone to, you know, do some squats or some do some squats where you're lifting your hands at the same time regularly, or walking around the corner, walking around your building where you work at a few times during lunchtime. Oh my God, that's so amazing for the spirit. So amazing. The biggest one, the most important one. This is going to happen to a lot of us, to a lot of you. Maybe not all, but I would say a majority. When you start transforming your body and releasing a lot of stuff out of your life, setting boundaries, transforming your mind, your body, your spirit, everybody ain't gonna like it. Some people are going to try to hold on to the old you and bring you back. There's going to be a lot of haters that ain't going to like you, tell you you change, tell you that, oh, you think you're all that now, you think you're different, or even, you know, plant the seeds in your head. So this is the time when you have to get mentally strong, when you can't let those things hold you back and bring you back to the same place. Let me tell you. Oh, one more important thing. Get rid of the big clothes. Get rid of the big clothes. You know how we got like 2 to 4 different sizes? This is our small size and this is our big size in case we gain weight. Woo! That right there was a major transformation mentally and physically for me, because I had clothes that I couldn't fit, that I said I was going to one day get into, that I'm in now. And there are clothes that 16s, 18s, that I was like, hey, just in case, I'm not throwing these clothes away, because I might have to get back in these again and I don't want them to be expensive. So I'm going to keep these clothes. When I decided, you know what? 12 has to be my biggest weight. Once I'm at a 12, I know I have to lose weight. That is my new set point. Not 16, not 18. My 16 was my halfway point, like, ooh, you too big. Stop now. 18 was like, girl, just starve right now. Starve yourself right now. And I used to be a size 28 in a 44 double D, you know, back in my 20s and a part of my 30s. So 18 was like that thing. And then when I said I'm just gonna stay at 12 and I couldn't fit my clothes, that made me lose some weight. Okay, that helped me drop this weight off. So now I don't know what my new set point is gonna be. You know, maybe once I get to a certain size, maybe it will be a 10, because I know that I can't allow myself to get a 12, a 13. If I become a 13 again, that spiral of resistance is going to happen for me. So maybe my new set point has to be like at a 10, at 11 when I get there. I'm rarely an 11, so 11 is the smallest weight I've ever been. And another thing too about that with the clothing, shop at the thrift store while you're losing this weight. Don't worry about buying new clothes. That's a lot of these things be about clothes too, about finances and how expensive it is. Recycle. Go to the thrift stores or to vintage shops and be thrifty. Get some clothes that You know, you've always wanted to try this new styles. You've always wanted to try a different style, but you wanted to be practical with your, with your clothes because, you want to buy a certain type of clothes or a certain type of fashion. You know what I'm saying? So be thrifty during this time as you're dropping weight. That way, after every 5-10 pounds or 7 to 10 pounds that you lose, treat yourself to an outfit or two from the thrift store. It's certainly much cheaper. You're gonna spend under 15 bucks, which is amazing. And that will help you to stay on your journey. But the clothes, that was a huge thing for me. Huge. It'd be those simple things that we really just don't think of, So hope this helps you to stay on your journey, to keep going, and let me know if this was any value to you. I hope it was. Please share, comment, like, subscribe if you want to see more of this content. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. And I'm making shorts on a regular basis, so you can always see the shorts I've been uploading regularly. So talk to you soon. Bye.